What are VR missions?
They're like they had them in other games too, like MGS. Well, there's a separate MGS game. Let's save this good content for the video.
Tutorial missions.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Pixel Junkies. Today we're playing Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
For a second, I thought it was like a VR thing, and I'm like, wait, that came out before the volume.
Yeah, no, yeah. Okay, there's VR missions in this game. There's also a VR missions game, Metal Gear VR missions, which is really good.
I was also confused by that in Arma, where they have a VR missions section.
Oh, you got to do.
Like, it's got VR support. No. Same as this.
Or Gray Fox. Can you do Gray Fox?
Missions.
Before this video started, like a few seconds before the video, we were ranking our...
I don't have enough BP.
What points?
Well, spend more.
Big points?
We were ranking our favorite Metal Gear Solid games.
Points?
Andrew's
you guys were.
Was 1V? Was V number 2? Or...
Yeah, V is number 2.
1V...
What? Why is 2V?
What?
He's ordering them.
Oh.
Like in his favorite,
Gotcha.
least favorite. Then I think
by
3, 2, 4.
Correct.
3, 2, 4. Then for the rest of them.
Yes.
Okay. So for me, it's
3, 2, 4. Peace Walker.
Sure. Okay. For me, 1, 4, 5, 2, 3.
Oh wow.
3 is your bottom.
Yeah.
So they get worse than 2.
Corner gas animated.
Yeah.
Andrew had one. Andrew had 4 below 2. Andrew had 4 below 2.
I know, it's like great. Now all the games I got to play after the second one, which I finished, are apparently worse. So.
No, I had 4. 4 was my second place.
2 was not great, if I'm honest. 1 was great. 2 was not.
Why didn't you like 2?
Because I've said it before. It went off on a tangent that it never came back from.
But that's what made it so good.
Yeah, but I was like, the whole game I'm waiting, okay, maybe this mission will get back to Snake. And then it's like, nope. The game ends, you fight the orange misses, and then it's over.
I will say, mine is pretty clean for 3 and up, but it gets a little less clean as you go down. I think, I like 1, definitely I like 1 more than 4. I definitely like 4 more than 5. And I definitely like 5 more than 2 and 3. But then it gets kind of fuzzy.
Yeah, I don't know. Wasn't it Raiden? Which one is it? Because they spelled the same and it's different game. Raiden, okay.
Raiden is the pronunciation.
Raiden is Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So, Raiden is a shitty character.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
He's a whiny.
Yeah.
He's a whiny, angsty anime character, and it isn't just annoying. There was nothing about his character in 2 that made me give a shit about what he was doing. And that paired with, like, the game opens with you playing as Snake for the first mission, and then you don't play as Snake for the rest of the game. You play as Raiden.
A lot of people didn't like that when it came out.
Yeah, and, you know, I don't like it either, but I wouldn't have minded so much if Raiden was a better character.
The character that Raiden presents in Metal Gear, the character of Raiden that's presented in Metal Gear Solid 2 is supposed to be the reason he sucks. The reason that he sucks is that he's supposed to suck because it's meant to be a complete tongue-in-cheek, I don't know, reference or kind of
Sucks in what way?
Just in terms of he's not as good as Solid Snake, and he's not as interesting or good a character as Solid Snake.
He doesn't need to be as
how
good
badass
as Snake.
And cool he is.
He does. Well, yeah, he doesn't need to be as good as Snake in skill or anything. That's fine, but he's just whiny. It's like he doesn't know anything. Okay, he's gone. The impression that I got anyway.
I was under the impression that the reason that he was like that was in order to create a direct economy between the characters of Raiden and Snake. That Snake is this cool super
If Snake was in the second game more, and you could actually draw that.
He's in the end, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean he shows up. He shows up at the end.
He shows up through the entire game.
Is that what it is?
I don't remember.
I don't know if you caught on, but Iroquois Pliskin is Snake.
Who? I mean, I played it like 10 years ago. I don't remember any of this.
Who?
Iroquois, apparently.
Iroquois Pliskin.
I don't know who it is.
There's, Snake itself has, I don't know if are you familiar with Escape from New York at all?
Nope.
Oh. Well,
is that why
then
it's
that's
called
totally
Snake?
lost on you.
Is that why he's called Snake? Is it a homage to that movie?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. That character is an homage to that movie, actually, in a lot of ways.
I knew he likes that movie. I just didn't realize that's
no. That's a
but
big
there's
part
so
of
many
it.
different kinds of snake. Is it just a different snake, or is it the same snake?
What snake?
Okay, there's a character in Escape from New York called Snake Plissken.
Why do we play Metal Gear games with? Because we just evolve into talking about the fucking timeline.
You guys don't understand the games because you
But there's
only
so many-
played one or none of them.
There's like Solid Snake.
That's why we devolve into these arguments.
Solid Snake, Liquid Snake.
I don't understand Metal
Solid
Gear.
Snake.
Explain it to me. Try to explain it to them. I don't have context for that.
That's
stupid.
Yeah, but the game is assuming you know about a movie that came out like 25
The game doesn't
years.
assume you. It's just
So then what
it's just
snake
a
is it?
reference.
It's a reference.
Is what it
It's
is.
So White Snake is Iroquois Pliskin,
So the snake you meet on Big Shell is
which is White Snake.
Solid Snake.
So
The one you
that's the
play
same
in-
guy.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the one you play as in one.
But he's in the entire game.
Yeah,
He's not- he
I-
doesn't just show up at the end.
Well, I didn't read into that. I just played the game.
We prefer private security, sir.
The story is so convoluted that
Having
it's,
watched
like,
Aaron play
impossible.
Blaze Blue, I wouldn't be surprised if he skipped the whole set of.
Well, I mean, there's like 9 hours of cutscenes where they explain super obscure things. Where it's like there's 47 different kinds of snake, so it's like I don't know what snake is what, and like how
But that's
am I
what Metal Gear Solid
how am I
is, right?
supposed to
It's
know
very
if that's Solid
involved,
Snake?
right?
Like how if I'm just playing the game, how do I know that's Solid Snake and not?
But
Liquid
part of playing
Snake?
the game is watching the
Some other
cutscenes,
snake.
though, right?
Yes, but there's just so much, just a wall of exposition that I just tune out, I guess.
I feel like you're just not. I don't think you like Metal Gear.
I liked the first game because it was a bit more grounded, and there was there were two snakes, I guess.
I will say that some of the Metal Gear games, and especially 4, get a bit up their own ass in terms of the plot, trying to fix plot holes and the like.
Metal Gear 4 is notorious for the fan service and
so if you're not
fixing the plot.
And I love it.
It's great. It's
if you're just in Metal Gear to play a good game, I'd recommend 5 or 1 because that's more like
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend starting with like 4 or something.
Yeah,
like,
because you can go into 1 or 5 and be like, this is just a really, really well put together game.
That's true. Yeah.
And that guy's a red lightning sword.
You know-
You're probably gonna die.
The thing is about especially actually 5 is a really good example because 5 you can just play and ignore the Metal Gear stuff, but there's a lot of good Metal Gear stuff if you've played the others.
Is that Liquid Riding or something?
No.
I think 5 is the best compromise, like that they've sought.
5 has one of the best settings
It is a great setting,
I've seen in a video.
and if you have played Metal Gear, there's a lot of stuff for you to pick up on.
It's unfortunate that so much of the story is told through those cassette tapes and not through cutscenes like in a traditional
That's
game.
true.
Although one
MGS
thing
game.
that Metal Gear Solid 5 does that's mind-bogglingly not great, like one of the best additions I've ever seen to gameplay, is be able to play those audio logs over gameplay. Because there's a lot of games that don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the first to do, but it was the first I know. I was like, holy shit, this is awesome.
BioShock does that.
Yeah, true, fair enough.
Did what?
But
Plays audio. You can play audio tapes over
logs.
like,
gameplay.
but you gotta go and like to
A
the
lot of games
actual
do
like
that.
in with BioShock, and I might be wrong because I might be misremembering. But you have to you can't go into the menu and listen to the old recordings, at least in BioShock Infinite. You have to go to the voxophones. You can press it and then you can listen to it, but you can't go and listen to it again whenever. Is that right?
I don't know.
You probably
Fallout,
can.
you can do it in Fallout.
Yeah.
Oh, Fallout. That's another.
But
one.
not. What I'm saying is
Yeah,
every
Division.
game should do that.
No, I agree. It should be. It should be
Wildlands.
like a mandatory.
I like it, but I
And the fact that you can listen to music.
I'm
Yeah,
just-
I like that you can listen to it while in game. I don't like that it's there. If that makes sense.
I'm saying it's a shame that so much of it is told
Yeah.
through the audio.
Yeah.
the
Eyes are
cassette
fucked.
tape.
They did the cassette tapes as well as they could have.
Oh yeah,
But I don't like that
absolutely.
the cassette tapes are there.
But all the stuff with Zero at the end, it's all
Cool
through
frame
the
rate, yeah.
cassette tapes. Like that stuff.
Just riding a robot or something?
Yes.
Okay.
How much of that is cybernetic? Is that 100% cybernetic
Pretty
except the
much.
head? Okay.
Even most of the head.
Because for
See,
the
that's
most
a really
part,
terrible
there's
sword
answers
because
to
there's
all
no
these.
guards, so he's gonna nick his fingers.
There's answers to all these questions, but
He
they
doesn't
don't
care.
explain a lot of them in the game. You just kind of gotta know.
Well,
Like-
this game assumes you've at least taken notice of other games in the series.
Let's face it. Let's look at this
But
way.
even
If you're
regular-
playing this game,
Where'd that come from?
you're a fan of Metal Gear.
Yeah.
No one's playing this game that isn't a
you
fan.
don't care. You
Or
don't
you're
care
just like
about
hack
the
and
fact
slash.
that he's a robot.
Or you just like hack and
See,
slash
the thing
games.
is,
Yeah.
the thing is, maybe with this game and maybe anime is a thing. Sometimes when you're watching a movie, something will happen on screen,
I
and
forget how to play this game.
you have no idea who that character is or where they came from or what their story is.
Yeah.
But through, I guess, tradition, you go. It doesn't matter that I don't know who this is. The movie will explain it. in
That's right.
time.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes these games don't do that. Something happens on screen, you're like, I don't know what's happening. I guess they'll explain it later, and then you're just supposed to assume. You're just supposed to know that that's who that is, and this is what they're doing.
I will say that one of the things that, and 4 is definitely the worst contender for this, is they have a problem of over-explaining sometimes as well.
Yeah.
5 was a lot
For
better
things
in
that aren't
regard.
not relevant.
Yeah.
Like it's a very obvious thing that happens, and then they stop for 20 minutes to explain it, and then another character shows up that they don't introduce.
Yeah, I will say 5 is a lot better for that in terms of I think despite the fact that the story was butchered, I think the story is best presented in 5. You know, in terms of simplicity, you know, getting a plot across the plot simply, whereas other games might have had more interesting plots, like in 3 or 1. I think 5 does a great
4
job.
also has a really good plot.
Yeah, but as a new player, I can't get into it because there's so much backstory that needs to be
That's
explained,
true.
and they don't explain
Yeah.
it. They explain things overly. The things that they explain, they don't need to be explaining as much, and the things that they do need to explain, they don't explain it for.
You definitely need to be equipped with the storylines, the Solid Snake line of stories to get 4, to really get anything out of 4.
But if you're going to play 1 or 5,
You can
or
play
even
both.
3, you can play those and not have to worry about any of the other games.
That's true. I agree with
Is there
that.
a mod that makes the bodies not
There we go.
disappear?
Shing.
We
Like
actu-
you cut them into 1,000 pieces, and then they explode 1 second later, and they're gone.
We actually, a few weeks ago, Andrew messaged us and asked us what our favorite characters were in any, like, piece of fiction.
And you said,
Oh,
D5.
you're
Oh,
right.
I remember this. Oh my god.
With his hydro cannon.
It is
Yeah.
Metal Gear Red.
Which is something really cool, because you don't see hydro cannons a lot in other forms of media, because they're
I'm pretty sure Rex had it.
So does this take place during 2 or something?
No, this takes place after 4.
Didn't Rex have a railgun? Because
But
he's
when
not
does 4
actually.
take place?
He's
Af-
technically not a Metal
after
Gear.
2.
Well, he's technically not a proper Metal Gear because if I remember correctly, Metal Gears have to have nuclear capabilities, and he was built as like an anti-Metal Gear.
Yeah,
So you didn't. So how many rays did they build?
a lot.
And so you didn't get all of them in 2.
No, not.
But anyways, it was a really good question you asked. And I wish I had taken note. Adam wrote a really long, good, like, thought-out response that I wish I had kind of taken down. I'll have to find it someday and, like, put it in a doc or something like that. Because I'd like to have everybody's list there. But yeah, everybody gave cool answers. But Adam definitely put the most work into his...
I did forget about
Data.
Fucking
I remember
Data.
that. Yeah, because I remember reading. I was like, "Where's Data? Where's Data? Where's Data?"
I literally spent 5 days looking at all the different like comics and books and movies in my fucking thing, and because Star Trek: The Next Generation is buried in the back of my closet, I didn't see
Right,
it.
yeah.
That's why I didn't.
Adam posts like a 5-page document to a group about super in-depth analysis of all these characters, and then the comment under is, "Where's Data?" And you're like, "Shit."
It's just getting a bit too peaceful.
Who's this guy?
Andrew, what were yours?
Real derpy phase.
Business ain't
I don't know. I think it was like a Han Solo or some shit.
Han Solo was definitely on there. I remember that.
clean.
I think that's a good choice.
Economy.
Or Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Economy.
Adam,
He looks like Darth Vader, but
what
most
were
of his
yours? Do you
helmet's
remember?
gone.
I know I'm
My-
asking you to recall like
My what?
your characters that you listed, like
Well-
on your main list. You had like an honorable mentions list, and you had like a main list.
It was Jaime Reyes, the Blue Beetle. It was Garrus Vakarian from
Yeah,
Mass
Mass
Effect. It was Kylo Ren from Star Wars. It was Megatron from Beast Wars, and it was
that's
Atticus Finch from To Kill a Mockingbird.
What's with
Then I had a
his
bunch of
face?
honorable mentions. 'cause
Yeah.
I
Just
had,
like the Jordan Small.
like Firefly and stuff like
Yeah.
that, right? And some of the Firefly characters made it. I forget what Aaron's were.
Yeah, me too. Oh, Don Draper.
Yes, Don
Madden.
Draper, and I think you put Walter White on your list.
Walter White, he's a good character.
Yeah.
A few other ones, I can't remember them all.
I had Cordelia from the Buffyverse. I had Hilo from Battlestar Galactica. And I had... So I almost had a tie. I had it between Delilah Copperspoon from Dishonored and Naomi Hunter from Metal Gear Solid. And eventually gave it to Delilah Copperspoon. Though it was a really close... Like, that's like a different day I would have a different opinion on that one. So, it was a closely fought battle. God, this is... I still remember fighting this the first time and how
I recall the
weird
fight
it was.
in MGS2 being much easier.
I don't think I've taken any damage.
Well, it's shorter, I mean, I guess. Because you gotta kill like 1,000 of them in a minute.
This was after I played this game, because like I said, I bought this the same day as I bought Assassin's Creed 2. So I played this first, of course, and then I played Assassin's Creed 2. And Assassin's Creed 2 is a good game.
It's a great game.
But I remember, like, I think after this I was just conditioned to want another hack and slash.
Yeah.
And then I'm hearing there's like history and all sorts of shit. And I'm like,
Fuck
oh
this.
man.
Yeah.
But Assassin's Creed is cool. There's been some really good games in that series.
So, before you say you should know that because you played 1 and 2, who makes all these robots?
And other governments now.
So then is the purpose of these games to like destroy the government or something and take these robots down? Like, what role do these robots have?
They're just like tanks. Why do militaries use tanks?
From my read of it, I thought that the Metal Gears were supposed to be the evolution of tanks and artillery, so to take and nuclear weapons. So to take a largely strategic weapon and bring it down to a tactical level.
Yeah, but the game is called Metal Gear, and you fight them.
yes.
And the whole first game
that
is
was
about a
pretty
Metal
cool.
Gear. So I'm just wondering, like,
Badass.
alright,
Good thing Japanese Steel can do that.
are you supposed to be killing them all here? Like, why did you fight that one?
Because it attacked you.
But why did it attack you?
Because the guys who commanded ordered it to attack you.
So that was like so the U.S. government sold that to like terrorists or something.
Well, I would imagine what happened is after Ocelot fucked around with the world, a lot of the...
I believe the goal of this was an assassination, do I recall correctly, Andrew?
Yeah,
They're
so
trying to assassinate the guy in the car and you're protecting him.
You were a bodyguard of,
Yes.
of the president of whatever country this is.
Yeah. So they tried to kill him and
Who
you
cares
defended
to
him.
stand?
So why doesn't this government just buy Metal Gears?
Because they're probably very expensive.
So Raiden doing some charity work.
Well, I also have to argue how good these things are if one dude can beat the shit out of one with a sword. Can you imagine
Well,
it?
he's not exactly one dude.
Well, he is one dude.
Yeah, but he's not like a dude. He's not like a human being anymore.
That's pretty
Like,
insensitive, Rory.
like,
Against robots.
it's
They got-
like-
you got feelings too.
it's not just like it's a guy who can take these things out easily, right?
No, but-
Like,
but if
he's
you
a
can-
weapon too.
Yeah, but if you can make Raiden... I would imagine making Raiden is probably a bit cheaper than making a big fuck-off Metal Gear. I would chop to that.
Well, it's pretty. But
Oh, yeah.
Raiden, but like,
So did somebody buy Raiden if he's a robot?
No.
He's a mercenary, I think.
So
Working
So
for
you know who
I
Olga...
think he's working for the Shimon Zaibatsu. He
Remember-
would actually work well in Tekken.
Remember
Or Soul
Olga
Calibur
in
or whatever.
MGS2?
no.
Uh-oh, he's back.
This is another... Oh, no.
Yeah.
Was that the girl he's dating or something?
No, he's not dating Metal Gear Rex.
No,
Ray.
but carry on with the explanation, Andrew. The
whoever Olga
Well, it
is,
doesn't really matter, because I would be explaining it to Aaron, but he doesn't remember. I forget how to dodge.
Who's the guy with the Gatling gun in the first game?
Vulcan Raven.
Yeah, he was cool.
He's a great. Vulcan Raven's great. All the bad guys in the first game are amazing.
Yeah, I remember most of the fights. I don't remember any of their names or what the hell they were trying to do, though.
The first game was really good for like boss recognition, Another reason why I like 4 a lot. I love 4.
Practical way to have
The boss battles in 4 were really
That's
cool.
one of the things I thought was most disappointing about 5 is because say what you will about Metal Gear Solid has some very recognizable, like, lovely bosses. 3 and 1 had, plethora. 5 didn't have any bosses except for like the last one, but that was
quiet.
What?
Quiet.
And quiet, I guess. But I mean, consider how cool a game, how cool bosses like Vulcan Raven or Psycho Mantis. I know you can't have Psycho Mantis in that game because of plot, but like bosses of that caliber would have been in an open world environment. That would have been so cool, and you didn't get it. And I feel like we would have gotten it, except for a game that took 10 years to make. I feel like at the end the development was very rushed, and probably more accurate to say butchered. So I feel like we could have gotten something like that had it not,
There were a lot of things that were about that game that were, super, like, non-traditional for Metal Gear in that way.
And I think that's why Metal Gear Solid 5 was one of the biggest disappointments in game. Not because it was bad, because it was a great game, but because Metal Gear Solid 5 could have been even better than it was, Had Hideo Kojima been allowed to have, do the game his way. I mean, Sorry, I'm at maximum fraud right now. This is pretty cool.
Is it?
Yeah,
it's pretty.
It's pretty fucking
Jumping
cool.
on missiles seems pretty dumb to me, but...
You don't play enough hack and slash games, Aaron. This is...
I feel like Aaron doesn't
are
have any
dumb.
fun anymore.
We should do a DMC
Jumping on
series
missiles.
on this channel.
Oh, God.
Man, DMC was awesome.
DMC's a great game.
I'm gonna have to, like, retire from this show. If all we're doing is, like, weeaboo nonsense.
DMC's not okay, yeah. The,
not DMC. That was less weeaboo than any of the others.
That's the least weeaboo one.
Yeah.
I will also say it's the most broy, but it's the least weeaboo one.
Oh shit, I died. Terrible.
DMC does so I remember speaking to a friend of mine about this, and he said he was a little worried about DMC because he thought they changed it to make it to appeal to a more dude bro audience. But he said at the same time he was worried about BioShock Infinite that way, and it didn't turn out to be that way. Even though they did fuck around with the cover of that for that particular reason. I hate the BioShock Infinite cover.
Except there's a much better artwork on the inside if you reverse the.
That's true, yeah. But the draft covers were way better.
Oh yeah.
It's just, but they had to put Booker on the front with the shotgun.
You didn't cut that front out of the tail, but okay.
But yeah, suffice to say that DMC is still a really good, and I like the other Devil May Cry games. They're really cool, but DMC is definitely.
I found his dead body.
I do like how you fight one guy in the place where the news.
Yeah.
It's like logos or whatever too. That's cool.
All the smiling in this game is amazing.
Man, he just loves it.
That guy did to that train what it took us an hour to do in GTA. Get on it.
Andrew, did you ever see that interview they did with they had Hideo Kojima and Yoji Shinkawa, and they were interviewing them, and they said, we heard a rumor that it was actually your idea for Metal Gear Survive back in the day. Is that true? And he was like, no, I have nothing to do with that. He was like, Metal Gear Solid is political fiction. Zombies have no place in that. And I was like, man, shutting down that rumor pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Why can't he run on walls? Is there a lore reason?
He's a cyborg.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah.
Go ahead. Man, it's
that's the answer. He's a cyborg.
Awkward smiling guy. Okay.
They're both awkward smiling guy for the record. They both have.
This is like
where they smile.
Vader with half a helmet, as I said, and the Jordan Peele or whatever. Oh man, you're cutting his face off.
That wouldn't kill him though. That'd just be real uncomfortable the next couple of days.
That didn't kill him. He was just playing with it.
Oh, okay.
Jobs, technology, a common purpose.
It's like when I try to play villain in Dungeons and Dragons.
I wouldn't be able to take that guy seriously with that face.
Alright, adventurers, you think that you can defeat me, the Grand Wizard Mechamax?
I'll just wait till we do our Tekken pen and paper, some of my villain voices for that one.
I will literally force feed the Dungeon Master's manual down your throat.
That would be a good pen and paper, though. I feel like it actually kind of lends itself well to that.
Man, can you imagine how long that final boss fight would be then?
I don't think you can. I don't think there's enough. There's definitely, you can definitely make a pen and paper fighting game.
Is that just a shit frame rate, or is it slow on purpose?
I don't know.
Bit of screen tearing on the go. I'm gonna say.
Well, that's the 6 tension. I'm still alive.
That kid, it wasn't the sword that just hit the ground there. Oh man, an osprey. Is that Aaron? Is that you, your Avenger?
Yeah, I'm gonna swan dive into the train and explode in traditional GTA fashion if you didn't get that.
Oh, I feel like you could do some cool ninja move to get up there, dude.
It also has Bombay doors. Please, Hal.
He's all yours, Sam.
Alright, bye, I guess.
He's all yours, Sam.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wasn't sure if it was some stupid reference. He's actually like Liquid Sam.
Yeah, no, the only
Liquid Sam. I guess you do have a point, Aaron. It could have been a reference, because, you know, it is the kind of game with references.
Oh man, It's All Yours, Sam is a reference to Escape from China, or a movie from 1987. Which is,
You've never seen Escape from New York? That blows my mind. That movie's great.
There's all kinds of movies that I haven't seen.
The late Harry Dean Stanton was in that.
Escape from L.A. Not good.
Although he did nail that basketball throw in the first go.
That's how physics work. What, in Escape from New York?
In Escape from L.A., he shoots he gets a basket into the court.
Oh.
From on like the first...
A basket into the court.
Who, Raiden?
Oh.
Oh man, he died.
There is a way to beat this fight. I haven't done it.
So the game
I'm not good
if you
enough at
lose?
this game to beat this fight.
Hack and slash games are hard.
It's cool that it continues
Even
to be
DMC has challenging levels. Like
platinum hack and slash games are typically kind of hard.
Like DMC was designed for like new players to the series, and it still has a lot of challenging levels.
Oh man, he cut your nose or something.
I do not like the redesign of Raiden in this game.
No, me neither.
It looks awful.
Is he redesigned now?
No, this is MGS4 Raiden right now. He gets redesigned after this.
You know what would be? You know what would be cool? A Gray Fox game if they're gonna do like some.
Oh, hit your eyeball or something.
I like to see that.
Gray Fox game?
Yeah.
Isn't that
get it though.
Isn't that the guy in?
We're not gonna get anything.
Actually,
now.
that's a lie. We'll get Gray Fox Pachinko or whatever.
Who's the guy in Oblivion?
Gray Fox.
Oh, well, that's what I'm thinking of then.
There's a Gray Fox in Oblivion.
Oh.
So who's Gray Fox in this?
He's the cyborg ninja from MGS1.
Yeah.
With
Gray
no
Fox
face.
in Oblivion is the thief.
With no face, just like a light or something?
Yeah.
I believe he's wearing a helmet.
Yes, it's
Oh, so he's not a cyborg.
Well, he is.
He's a cyborg.
So why
ninja.
is it a helmet? Why is it just not his
Raiden's
head?
a cyborg
Well,
here.
Darth Vader's also a cyborg, but he too wears a helmet. Aaron.
Darth Vader's not a cyborg. He's wearing a suit.
Aaron, what did you think of that?
He is a
sword?
cyborg.
Okay,
because
Darth
he got
Vader
4 of
is
his fucking
100%
limbs got
a
lopped off
cyborg.
and replaced with cybernetic components, which makes him a cyborg. Don't be mad because you're wrong.
That's not a cyborg.
It is
That's
a cyborg.
It's one of the most famous cyborgs in all of fiction.
And that includes the character from DC called Cyborg.
Yeah, exactly.
So then Luke is a
it
cyborg.
really includes the character from DC called Cyborg. Holy shit, Darth Vader's way more famous than that guy.
So Luke is a cyborg.
Yeah, it does not. It does not, and it also includes the androids from fucking Dragon Ball Z, who are not androids; they're cyborgs.
Yeah, Dragon Ball kind of plays fast and loose with its terminology.
Also, I don't know why, but he's bleeding red here. But in MGS4, it's established he has white blood.
Sounds like somebody didn't play the game.
Sounds
I don't
like
blame
it.
them.
Someone forgot about data.
To be fair, this game is kind of...
This is practically non-canon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's better if it's not
all,
canon.
This is only
Jesus Christ.
quote-unquote canon because it doesn't outright retcon anything else of the series. It takes place after everything else.
Except it does fuck up the blood.
It does fuck up the
I like
plot.
Blade Wolf.
Blade Wolf is cool. There's a lot of cool stuff in this game, but there's a lot of, like, weird stuff as well.
So then what constitutes a cyborg? You just have something inside of your body that's not natural?
Not
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
well, not
That's
just something though. Like if I break my leg and they put like metal in my leg,
So then
like
you're a
that's
cyborg.
I'm not a cyborg.
No,
right? Like,
but
it's-
you need like electronics and stuff inside it. Like if you got a pacemaker, you're kind of a cyborg.
no, I'm not. I'm not accepting that.
No.
Well, you should be by that definition then.
So what? Hang on, this is important. What would you classify cyborg as?
It's something where like almost the machine part of it has somewhat of its own sentience, where it's like the person and the machine are melding into one personality. You know, like RoboCop
machines
or
don't
something.
have personality. And also
but it's like-
RoboCop is
Like RoboCop.
like
the guy that's in, like, there's still like a human in there, correct? But it's like mostly, almost feels like that human has been reprogrammed.
so you're saying okay, no. So you're saying some of the mentality has to be not
According
human.
to Wikipedia,
Yeah.
cyborg, short for cybernetic organism, is a being with both organic and biomechanical body parts.
To be fair though, you did ask Aaron what his definition was,
I'm
and
just-
I
I'm
guarantee
just
he didn't get it
proving
from
that
Yeah,
it's
but
Wikipedia.
then you're saying that a pacemaker would make you a cyborg, because without it you'd probably die.
I said that.
But
I,
yeah, but
I would argue that
well,
a
I'm saying
pacemaker
you're
would.
as in the couch.
I would argue. I would say that Aaron's correct in this statement that he, by having a pacemaker in your body to help facilitate the beating of your heart, you are a very minor form of cyborg. My grandmother is a cyborg.
Sweet.
That's cool.
It is cool. I mean, she needs it to live, and she's not. She's very frail. Bless her soul.
But if you got your arm ripped off and you need a mechanical arm, that's a
Yeah, I
cybernetic.
mean, I know that that's what a cyborg is. I just wouldn't consider that being a cyborg. If I had an artificial limb, I wouldn't consider it a cyborg.
But even Darth Vader though, because he has artificial like everything.
Well, he's a cyborg before he even got into the suit, then technically, because
Yes.
he had a fake hand.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
but
does Luke.
then they replaced
But I mean,
all
there-
the other stuff.
There are degrees to which you're.
Yeah, it's
like
just-
my grandmother is less of a cyborg than Darth Vader is. Let's
Yeah,
be
but in what
honest.
way though?
Well, she could be
In
the
what
fight.
way?
In the way that she has far less
Less-
mechanical components.
Yeah, but it doesn't. If Darth Vader having all artificial limbs doesn't make him any less human.
He also
does
artificially
it?
But
breathes.
it does. That's the whole point of his character.
He can't even breathe without that suit.
Yes, but that doesn't make the person
fair, my
in the
grandmother
suit
would die
any
without a
different,
pacemaker.
right?
Darth Vader would die without the suit.
If I cut off all your limbs,
agreeing.
Rory, and
Right.
made it impossible
Stop
for you to
arguing
breathe,
with me.
I'm not arguing.
So I
with
think
you.
the problem is Aaron. For
Like, I
Aaron,
was-
there has to be some machine mentality
They didn't
that
stop when they
changes
started making
mentally
it
what
for
the
him.
person is for them to be a cyborg.
Yeah, to me, it's almost like it's just a disability at that point.
Also, this guy's gonna turn evil.
He doesn't actually.
Really?
Yeah, he's just your friend, Doctor. Doctor friend.
Doctor
he looks
7 and a
evil.
half head.
And he's the one in charge of your robotics.
And he's not evil?
No.
To be fair, he just looks like he's in charge of robotics. I agree with you.
No.
Most people in charge of robotics are evil.
His,
No,
head,
but he genuinely looks evil. Like
his
he looks
head
like
grew through his hair, it looks like.
he looks like one of the villains I would kill in like the first 3 chapters of Wolfenstein.
Well, that's why Metal Gear Solid is so good. It's not what you think is going to happen that happens. It subverts your expectations.
That's what you said before Montenegro.
You don't get to say that about this game.
Objectives, of course, are
Yeah,
Because
dude.
I know for a
Right
fact-
just now, it subverted your expectations
I know for
5
a
seconds
fact at the end
ago.
of this that the game ends with you fighting a giant ant and then beating the shit out of a senator.
Yeah. The senator is a fucking badass.
So,
Talks about football too.
Yeah.
Because
does
he's
using
that
that earpiece that guy has make him a cyborg?
no, because he can take it out.
Yeah.
So it has to
Cybernetic
be
part-
part of it.
Also, he's not replacing a part of his body.
Yeah, it's just an addition. So, to be fair,
it's
you can make an argument that glasses make you a cyborg because they're a.
No, you
a
can't. They're not mechanical.
Yeah.
I was, well,
If you
they're-
had mechanical glasses
okay, well,
and
then
you ripped out your eyes and had to use the mechanical
yeah. But I would say that it would be a permanent part of the body that is either very difficult to replace or the body needs in order to function at 100%.
Yeah.
Is what we're
Yeah.
saying. So like
Not 100%, 150%.
Whatever, I don't
What's the
give a-
point of being a cyborg? If you're only going to be at a 100%.
because my grandmother, it allows my grandmother to go to sleep without worry of heart attack.
So then we go back
Yeah.
to square one here. Was Raiden at some point a human, or was he manufactured?
No, he's a human in MGS2.
Although he was kind of manufactured.
Yeah, but
Yes, but in a different way.
Yeah.
but I don't know. I mean,
A lot
he
of
looked,
stuff in
he
Metal
looked
Gear
human there
Solid
at
is
the beginning, but he
manufactured
had
if
like
you go back
seams
far
on
enough.
his skin and shit.
one thing I hate about this character design is it's really cool, except for the fact that his hair is showing.
Yeah.
Fucking cover up your hair, you piece of shit. Also, this is nice.
He's got
and
nice
stealthy.
hair, though.
How do you wash it, though?
What do you mean, how do you wash it? It's hair.
I love
but he's a
I
robot.
love the stealth.
Is he
of
waterproof?
this. Yeah, a black jet flying at Mach 2
Dude, he's
towards
clearly
his
waterproof. He just, like... like
I'd say he's waterphobic in this case.
Yeah, but I mean, he just landed in water. Like, it splashed around him. I don't know, he's still got a face.
So his
that comes
entire
off,
face has been cyborged, except
Except-
for the part that was cut out, which has been replaced by a washcloth. This is the...
Shut up, Adam.
The reason they did surgery on him in the first place.
Can you
just a
imagine going?
bandage.
If somebody's sitting in like on an operating table,
Can you cut
his
that cat
eyes
in
been
half?
clearly cut out, but the rest of him is fine, and he wakes up, and they're like,
cat?
"What, Doc? What did you do? Are you trying to kill the cat?"
Yeah, cut it in
Yes.
half.
And
can't
the
kill a
doctor's
cat.
like, well, good news, we were able to place 99%
stupid.
of your body with cybernetics. He's like, why can't I see it on my left eye? Oh, we actually ran out of parts
This
before
cat
we
is
could
the
get to
hardest
that, so
boss.
you're going to have to cover it with a washcloth.
It's a
This
sniper,
is the stupidest
do
fucking
you know what
thing.
bothers me about
Psycho
Fallout?
Mantis or
What?
something.
That in some of the Fallout games, you can't kill the kids.
Well, and yeah, except for 2. In 1, I don't think there were kids.
I
In the European
I'm-
version. In the North American version, there were kids.
I mean, there's a really good reason why you can't do that.
I don't think there's a really good reason.
Yeah,
I think
it
there's
is.
a reason.
There is a really good reason, because if you were to kill the
They're
kids,
cowards.
the game would be rated A, and
Yeah, but so why is that an A rating though? That's not answering the question.
why is it an A rating? Because
Yeah.
generally, it's considered, killing kids is considered like a step above killing other people.
I think that's
You
dumb.
can kill slaves. Where's that on having slaves and killing
Are they
slaves?
adult slaves?
There are adult slaves in it. There are also kid slaves, but I don't
Can you
think...
kill the kid slaves?
Can you kill the kid slaves, Andrew?
Not with that mod.
No.
Not without a
Well,
mod.
then there you go. Also, I don't understand what the problem is. Just mod it in, because people are going to do it.
Yeah, but I don't know why that's
We
a
can't mod it
standard.
into the console version.
You can murder people, blow them
Play it on
up,
PC if you
decimate
want to be a
them,
child murdering psychopath.
throw people off cliffs, kill animals.
Yeah,
can't
that's-
kill
I
That's
kids.
fine.
understand. I
As long as it's not
understand that it
kids.
gives it an A rating. I'm with you there. I just think
You
it's.
should be able to kill them.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's a good idea. I think you should be able to kill the kids in Fallout. That's
Yeah.
my thesis.
Not that it's like its intent, but you should just be able to do it in games. I don't know why it's a thing.
I will say it is jarring when you can hack your way through a dragon and your sword pings off a kid. But at the same time, I'm all right with the game being like, yeah, these are the enemies that you can't, or don't have kids.
It's
in your
just
game.
a dumb
Just don't have kids in your
desensitization.
game. Fallout, you could have.
That's
I feel like
almost as
Fallout doesn't
jarring,
make any
though.
sense if there are no kids there.
Yeah.
It seems just as jarring.
Why would there
to
be
not
no
have
kids?
children.
I would rather there be children in the game because
and
it
so you can
increases
murder them.
it increases immersion.
All right, so Andrew is 100% for killing kids.
Why,
I'm glad we have
her
that
cup
on.
is a question mark. See, that's stupid. It's like murder
Some
is
kids
totally
should die.
acceptable.
Yeah.
It's totally acceptable
Yeah.
in the industry to murder a human, no matter what way you want to do it. Throw them off a cliff, murder their husband in front of them.
Yeah.
Whatever. It doesn't
That's
matter.
fine.
As soon as you get to a kid, no,
I'll-
man,
I'll
you can't
plot
do that.
for it, too.
You
I'll pay
can't
you
do
for it.
that. Can't, man, Jesus,
Don't you dare
you can't
touch
be
those
killing
kids.
them kids.
Don't
In
kill
the,
those
next,
kids.
in the
dumb.
next Fallout,
You gotta wait for them to get 17. Once they're above 17, you can rip their limbs off. You can pluck their eyes out. You can do that thing that the mountain did to the viper or whatever the
Yeah,
fuck. and
yeah. That was a good scene.
You can choke
That
them
Adams
out.
scene.
You can with a Gatling gun. You can catch them on fire, but they got to be above 17.
Yeah.
I'd like at midnight on the day of their birth, then you can like burst in their house and bisect them with a chainsaw. But if you do it before then, you're an evil person.
happen. They should age in like Skyrim or Elder Scrolls and Fallout. They should age, and you can track their age, so that as soon as they turn 17,
I will say, all joking aside, I do understand there is a moral.
no,
There is a different moral thing. Well, in my opinion, there is. Also, a
murder is murder
very
as far as I
subtle
can see
wall
it.
there.
Here's the thing. In a lot of movies,
Yeah,
they kill kids.
yeah.
They kill kids in
And
all
it-
sorts of
and it's
movies.
rated R, but it doesn't matter because movies are rated differently.
Good. Let's recap the route you will take.
Yeah, no,
Like-
I'm just
like-
saying that like it's not really.
Rated R doesn't have. If a movie's rated R, a lot of people will still go to see it because it's rated R. Who gives a fuck? If the game's rated A, because so very few games are ever rated A, and game companies freak out when they're rated A because oh shit, we're gonna start losing sales here. It's a much.
Still,
it's a bigger detriment to the games.
Well, I would say this: is the Fast and the Furious rated R?
I don't think so.
Because they definitely kill kids in that movie.
Nope.
They definitely do.
Which one?
What? All of the ones that were in any of the buildings in Brazil in the fifth
Well, it's not
movie.
Or I
explicit.
think you distinctly remember they were about to begin that
Oh yeah,
that
stealth
bit.
exists in this game. I didn't do that.
You'll remember at the beginning of that series,
Just
like,
throw
what about
your
all the
sword.
kids? And it's like, don't worry, they're all on vacation. And
Yeah,
then they go,
yeah,
only
exactly.
adults.
They're all yeah.
So when those cables are bisecting humans, you can be sure that they're all 17 and up. And that's morally okay.
That was such a fucked up scene that you're like supposed to be rooting for these guys, and they're like mass murderers.
Yeah.
Like they've given up on being good guys at all.
Well, they never really were good guys.
No, they were never good guys, but
But
at
they were
least you
never
could
bad
sympathize
guys.
with them.
Yeah.
Like in the first movie,
They were
like,
bad guys.
Vin Diesel has like a sympathetic character. He's been like kind of like he's done some bad things, but he's also been fucked over,
Well,
and
yeah.
it's like
Well, let's not forget that he betrayed the family in the latest one, so he wouldn't have to betray the family or whatever. Which is
yes,
fucking
I've
fucked
seen
up.
it.
What did he betray the family? Because I probably won't, and I don't give a damn about spoilers. And if you get,
Well, they threatened to kill his kid.
he has a kid.
He has a kid.
Yeah.
In this movie.
Well, why doesn't he go to the family and be like, "Hey, can you help me? They're threatening to kill my kid."
Like in all the other movies. where
Because
they
he
have to
couldn't, he was
face a bad
stuck. They
guy.
had him trapped there.
And he
Sounds
could
very
have. How
convenient.
easily could he have escaped that?
Oh man, it's
Metal
a
Gear
move thing
Leaper.
or whatever.
Oh, I love these.
A Metal Gear Deuce.
They're geckos or whatever.
Yep.
That's
Metal
exactly
Gear
right.
Geckos.
Yeah.
I
Or
don't
they're
know why
just called geckos. So what constitutes Metal Gear then?
These are not Metal Gear because they are not built with the overall nuclear, grand nuclear
Oh,
kind of strategy in mind. These are just combat walkers, I believe.
so not all tanks, and I'm not even sure any tanks have nuclear capabilities.
No, so they're not Metal Gears. A Metal Gear specifically has to be built with nuclear capabilities or built to kind of fit within the.
So why did the Metal Gear earlier not do anything with nukes?
Because
That's
well,
not a-
It's not. It doesn't have nukes, but and you could argue that it's not actually Metal Gear, but it was built overall as part of that strategy because it's an anti-Metal Gear. So it's specifically designed to take on Metal Gears with nukes. But you could argue that it's not actually Metal Gear. But Metal Gear Sahelanthropus, which is a really fucking terrible name.
It's a great name.
It is a good name.
Except it's really hard to say in a combat situation. Get the Sahelanthropus in here. We're getting massacred. And that's really hard to say. Let's just call it Metal Gear Saw. Although it's my favorite Metal Gear. I think it's really cool. Has nuclear capabilities. Rex has nuclear capabilities. The fucking drilling tank stupid thing from the third one had nuclear capabilities.
Why do all the guys like fly into a slight forward arc and then you just cut them into a million pieces? Like every single guy does the same thing.
I can't remember the one from Peace Walker.
Keep heading for refinery.
Was it Peace Walker?
There was one in Peace Walker. I can't remember.
Let's what should we call it? Let's call Metal Gear Sandy.
Sandy's played a bunch of the Metal Gear games. Well, he's at least played 4. I know that.
I will say
Because I gave him 4, and he beat 4. And
I'm surprised because Sandy doesn't like interface, and these games have lots of it.
he's played
I don't know why you're
substantial
bad-mouthing
portions
because
of
I'm
1.
gonna listen.
He's played substantial portions
Not
of 1.
bad mouthing. He's explicitly stated he doesn't like interface.
To be fair, Metal Gear 4 only has interface during the gameplay parts, and a lot of that game is cinematic.
Which he
I'm
also
not-
doesn't like.
I would classify it as a movie that every now and again you have to stop in order to play a game.
It's like Telltale, I guess.
No, I don't agree.
Not far off. A bit more walking around.
That guy is shit.
But it's a very well designed game. It has some of the best stealth leveling.
But this one or
that,
another one?
Like, no, I'm talking about Metal Gear 4. It's one of the best, like, level designs of any stealth game I've ever played.
The problem with Metal Gear Solid 4 and Metal Gear Solid 5 absolutely has the same problem, is that they give you the ultimate stealth weapon at the beginning of the game. So you don't... Metal Gear Solid 5 has all these cool tools and stuff to play the game, different stratagems that you can use in order to get past levels. But you really don't need any of it as long as you have the silenced pistol, the trank pistol.
I don't agree in the context of 4. I don't think that's, like, overpowered.
It kind of is. And also you have the sneaking
No,
suit.
I don't agree with that assessment of the game.
Alright.
Do you play as...
Have you played the full game?
No, but the part I played, I remember that being super
Sure, at the
overpowered.
beginning, yeah, but everything's easy at the beginning,
Yeah,
right?
but why wouldn't they introduce that later on in the game as like, you know, oh, here's what it's like without this. You know, and then you finally get it, and then I don't
It's
know.
got a really nice booty on it.
That place.
The gecko. Do you play as
Man, that
Solid
thing goes to
Snake?
sleep really quickly.
Do you play as Solid
Or maybe
Snake
it
in all
doesn't.
the
These
games?
videos just long.
Yeah, they are just long. It's 20
It's like
minutes.
once an hour or something.
It's,
why-
it's once every 20.
Oh, okay,
25
yeah,
minutes, I
20
think.
minutes,
So
yeah.
why are they called Metal Gear Solid and not like Metal Gear Liquid and Metal Gear Venom or whatever you're saying?
That's a good question.
It's the story. That's the story of Solid.
Yeah.
Except for Metal Gear Solid 3 and 5.
Yes, but it all leads into Solid story.
Yeah.
Yeah, surrounding it.
They could have just called it Metal Gear, really.
So what Snake is the 2 Metal Gear games about?
God damn it.
What?
There's Metal Gear 1 and 2, and then there's
They're also
Metal
about
Gear
Metal
Solid.
Gear. They're about Solid Snake.
Alright.
There's an easier way to beat these guys. Yeah, whatever.
So then why did they call the 3rd game Metal Gear Solid?
Because it leads into to Solid Snake's storyline.
My favorite part
It is
about
integral to Solid Snake's storyline.
I love playing these games and watching Andrew get progressively more frustrated when we honestly.
Because you ask the same thing
I just don't
over and over
understand
and over,
why.
and it's,
Wait, because it's part of the story.
Yeah, but it just... There's no reason to... Then why didn't they just call it Metal Gear 3?
What? It's,
If the
it's
first
Metal
2
Gear
games-
Solid 3. So there's Metal Gear Solid 1, then Metal Gear Solid
No,
2,
no, no,
and then they
no.
had a third
No,
one they called
no.
Metal Gear Solid 3.
No.
Why do we even play our
There's
favorite
Metal Gear
games
1.
on this channel? Because all everyone else, like I could pick like Mass Effect 2, and you
Wait a
guys
minute.
would shit all
I
over
do
it.
want to
I love
know...
Mass
Okay,
Effect.
I like
Alright,
Mass Effect 2.
I'll just not talk.
I
for the
will
rest of the
criticize
video.
it for not having
No.
as good a combat as
I'm
Mass Effect
defending
1.
you.
So go ahead, I want to
I'm
hear
There's
it.
Metal
defending
Gear
you, Aaron,
1.
because I'm
Yeah.
saying this is the point of the channel.
There's
is to-
Metal
is to
Gear
make
1,
fun of
There's
it.
Metal Gear
Gear
1 and Metal
2.
Gear 2. I'm with you.
Metal
yeah.
Gear Solid is the 3rd one, correct?
Sure, yeah.
So why is that one Solid and not just Metal Gear 3?
Because I believe in
If they're all about Solid Snake.
I believe because 2 was a soft
Andrew, you want
reboot.
to take this one?
Or sorry, Solid was a soft reboot of the
it
series.
was a
And so they wanted to differentiate between the other games are kind of canon, kind of not canon. You don't need to play
Okay,
those
I thought
in
they
order
were
to
still
understand
part of the
this game.
same story.
They are part of the same story.
But I think by calling it Solid, they were like, you don't need to play those other games in order to understand this game because
You
those
could
came out
start
for
with Metal Gear Solid.
consoles.
My first game was Metal Gear Solid 1. The demo.
Yeah.
It's some sort of chainsaw dog.
Didn't you, Andrew, didn't you play the... Doesn't the American version of the demo have like half the game in it?
Yeah.
Like, it's so
Man,
weird.
it's Elisa or whatever. Elisa the dog.
What?
They get the same chainsaw from the
Oh, right, yes.
How far did it go?
I can't remember because it's been so long, but it was definitely past the tank.
It's so dumb. Why is that the demo?
Was it just abridged or was it the full thing?
No, you played up.
Oh man, that's melty.
I remember playing past the tank, so I don't know how much farther it got through that.
Man. So you just play half the game in the demo. Sweet.
That's a hell of an ankle you got there.
The Japanese one only goes up to, like, the vents before you go to the DARPA chief. Like...
That's pretty early on.
Yeah, that's really early.
Yeah, yeah. But it's a demo. Like, it should only go up to there.
Yeah, but the demo, I don't think the demo should necessarily be the beginning of the game. It should just be a little section of the game that they think is interesting. I don't know if anything.
I think the
really
beginning of the
happened.
game is a good choice in that one, though. I agree
You
with
see
you.
Psycho Mantis after that, right? And then he disappears?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't get that far in it. You don't
That's
even meet
right
the DARPA
after.
chief in the demo.
Well, that would be a good place to end. That's so dumb.
After you see Meryl's ass.
Psycho Mantis, play the full game. It's
Right,
like,
yeah.
You saw black guy in prison cell play the full game.
I will say, as short as it was, I replayed it a bunch of times.
The demo?
Yeah, ton of times. Well, because I didn't have the full game, right? I needed to wait to get the full game. And then when the full game came out, I got the full game.
So APCs exist. Do traditional tanks also exist, or
Yep.
are they just Metal Gears?
Nope.
Okay.
No, they do have regular
Well,
old tanks.
What you're not getting is that one, that Metal Gears are very expensive to make, and two, Metal Gears have to have nuclear capabilities in them, which are also very
Yeah,
expensive.
you,
to make.
you said that they were kind of replaced tanks.
No, they're not replacing. It's the next evolution of like,
Yeah.
just like we still have old planes, but they also got new planes. I don't know the names of any planes.
I'd compare it more to like a horse and a.
I hate these bosses. Not specifically in this game, but bosses that we talked about in Dark Stone or whatever. The bosses that jump up and like you have to fight their way.
Oh,
through
yeah,
guys
Demon
through.
Stone. Yeah.
For the record, also, Adam, something
Yeah.
you mentioned, we probably could play Mass Effect 2 on this channel. Mass Effect 2 is a good game.
No, and I'm not. But what I'm saying is the point of Pixel Junkies is not to have a thought,
Oh, fuck no,
appreciate
no.
what games are. It's supposed to poke fun at them in order to make interesting
exactly.
content.
Yeah, yeah.
So anytime we bring a game onto
Yeah.
this channel, even if it's the best game ever made, we're gonna be poking the fucking shit.
I
out
will
of
say
it.
we'd have a tough time with Mass Effect 2 that way.
We spent 2 hours fucking lambasting George Lucas. I love his content.
I should not have used my recovery item.
What is
Before I-
floating above you there? What is that?
What?
There was something in the sky there. I don't know what it is. It looked like a piece of wall floating in the air. I wasn't sure if there was some robot guy holding it up or if it's bugged out or something.
God damn.
I think Metal Gear Solid is one of the, and I said this to Andrew earlier in the week. So you know the general design aesthetic of a lot of stuff in Metal Gear Solid, how it's all like angle, like a lot of the armor is like angular and curved, and looks like stealth bomber stuff. There's other games and media that have that same kind of aesthetic, but I've never really had a term for that type of specific aesthetic because they're not cyberpunk. But it's kind of like a subset of that.
Yeah, yeah.
I came up with a cool term. I want to see if you, Andrew seemed to like it. I want to see if you guys like it. I would call it railgun gothic. In terms of
That's
that,
not bad, yeah.
that design aesthetic.
I meant to send you that video about the guy who does the art from Metal Gear Solid, and I forgot to send it to you.
Yes.
Oh
So,
yeah, what are you, some sort of asshole?
Yeah.
so I will do that.
Why doesn't Blade Wolf send that big gecko thing in with his guys and then jump on top of him and fight him? Because then he'd absolutely beat the shit out of Raven.
Raven?
I don't know where I got Raven from.
Is
I
that
meant.
Metal Gear?
Well,
Raven?
if it helps, there's a character a
Oh,
lot
God.
like Raiden in Tekken called Raven.
Doesn't.
Metal Gear Raven?
Raven's a great
It'll
character.
probably end.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been a really long video.
I'm sucking it up here.
Tune in next time when we'll be back.
Hey!
Jesus Christ. This is the worst outro I've ever heard in my life.
Well, here's another one. We'll see you next time, everybody. Thanks for watching.